Good evening, sir. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, sir. Who's on the channel?
Excuse me, that one was. Yes. If you all went to class around 4.
Tell them that we're just looking for them. Okay, I tested them for join. I don't post them.
Get off it.
I don't understand this. Mhm.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this webinar brought to you by NALISS UNILAG. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. My name is Afunsho Joseph. I'm excited to welcome you all to this webinar. This webinar promises to be impactful, enriching, and of course, exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited for what we have in store to learn today. Please note that after the speaker session, we'll have 15 minutes for questions and answers. So if you have any questions and answers, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. They'll be properly dealt with. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good now. So for a long time, LIS has been narrowly defined. This evening, we're going to expand on that definition. In an era where knowledge drives economic growth, information professionals must move on from custodianship to innovation and enterprise. This webinar could not have come at a much better time. After today, we are going to be better informed about the entrepreneurial pathways in library and information science. Our speaker today is not only a librarian, but an innovator who has translated training into scalable impact across communities in Africa. He is co-founder and chief executive of Library Aid Africa, a librarypreneur with over a decade of experience in the library system in Africa and the global library field. He focuses on leveraging digital technology and community engagement approaches to transforming libraries into key drivers of sustainable development. His work spans capacity building, innovative design, data-driven advocacy, policy and research, enhancing libraries to contribute meaningfully to education, innovation, and inclusive communities. Under his leadership, Library Aid Africa has reached over 22 African countries, working collaboratively with in-country library partners. The concentrated scope of our work presents a unique opportunity to strategically collaborate with key stakeholders across library ecosystems. Notable initiatives include, but are not limited to, the Young African Library Leaders Fellowship, Library Selfie Series, the Library Policy Fellowship, Library Volunteer Corps, Library X Africa, Library for a Digital Future, among many others. Over the years, he has been actively engaged in implementing programs to improve library usage. Actively engaged in implementing library programs to improve library usage, strengthen advocacy for libraries, enhance capacity for young library professionals, and build multi-stakeholder partnerships and collaborations. These efforts have highlighted the strategic need for a more dynamic approach and the contributions they can make to our society. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to invite our speaker, Mr. Damilare Oidele, to deliver his presentation. Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone, and good evening from where I am. It is late evening here, actually, and the lighting is not that really bright because I'm traveling for work. So I'm not in the normal space and location, but it's great to connect with you today. If you're not, yeah, I think it's great to connect with you today, and I look forward to this conversation. I would say the discussion today is long overdue in the context that library needs a community, and that also needs our community to need us as librarians to reinvent our approach to library services delivery. And one of the best ways to initiate that change is through young library professionals like yourself. I can recall when I was in library school back then, I've always seen what can be done differently as a librarian, aside being told, oh, you're going to arrange books on shelves somewhere in a building. And I can recall even when I was admitted to study library science in college, my kid sister jokingly said, "Oh, you'll be arranging books in a building." And I told her I wouldn't do that. But however, studying library science has helped me to understand how you can study a course and have multifaceted role and application, and how you can pivot to various industries. And today's discussion should open your mind to see that as yourself, you're not limited to work in a library, right? You can be independent and create solutions to become an entrepreneur, to develop entrepreneurial solution for library space, and also to be a major leader in the library system as you progress. So today I have a few slides to show you, which will be the first part will be showing you experiences actually of what is working. Okay, experiences of young librarians like yourself doing great, amazing work already. To spark your curiosity, to spark, you to act on doing something differently as you progress. So, first part of my talk will be more presentation, and from there, I'm going to share some brief insight into what you can do. Seth, could you please permit me to be able to share my screen?
A minute,
A
sir.
minute, sir.
Thank you so much. So while he's trying to figure that out, so the point of this to help you to understand that librarianship is not about reading books on shelves alone. There's way much more you can do with it. And in this age and time of technology, I must say that we're also fortunate, extremely very fortunate to be able to interact with these tools that we have out there. And the first format of today, we focus on sharing the experiences of librarians, what we've done as an organization, share you some things you can also do and start to think of doing. Right. And from there, I'm not going to dive into sharing you some key practical examples, of what can you do as a young librarian right now to position yourself as a key driver in the knowledge economy, and also aside that, competencies and approaches you can explore going forward to be an entrepreneur, to create solution, and to be part of developmental agenda progress in your country, in your various region where you're located. Joseph, can I share my screen now? Okay, maybe I sent you the link and you can share for me instead. What do you think?
Oh my God.
Are you speaking, Joseph? If you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
Oula, this is not coming. This is not coming. Oula, this is not
Can anybody still hear me? Am I still
coming.
audible? Am I still speaking? Kindly comment in the chat box if you can still hear me.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Having network issues, so let me try to reach out to him off the webinar.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, this is not coming. Wait for me.
So as we wait for Joseph to fix his network issues and come back to join us, all right. I want to throw this question out to you guys, and please feel free to unmute yourself to speak and contribute. When you were offered to study library and information science, what came to your mind? What did you see as a career prospect in librarianship when you were offered to study library science in college?
Switch your sign, please.
Please feel free to speak if you can.
Ah, God. Oula, you can't sign my big. Use your phone.
Can you hear me? Did you get my question, or you want me to repeat myself? When we were offered to study library science in college, what came to your mind? What do you see as career prospects you might want to explore in this profession? Please feel free to unmute yourself. Let's interact.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Please don't call me sir. My name is Damilari. Just call me Damilari. That will be helpful. Thank you.
Okay. So when I was offered the course, what came to my mind was only just to be a librarian because I never liked the course. I did not choose it.
They
So I
gave
was
you.
like, oh yeah. So I was only thinking of only being a librarian, arranging.
Good evening, sir.
Esther. Good evening, Hester. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Great.
So, when I was offered the course Library and Information Science, the first I would just be working in the library and arranging books and reading all sorts of books. And I did not like the course actually. Even to today, I'm still trying to like the course, but I think I'm liking the course little by little, sure.
I mean, your concern is understandable. I must say. Where's F? Joseph, you're back. So,
So,
am I able
so
to share
sorry.
my
That was,
screen now?
yeah, could you try to share it now?
It's still not working. It's still showing the you're not allowed to share your screen. You can ask the meeting also turn on screen sharing. Are you still there, Joseph? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add it to my slide deck, and you can share on my behalf. What do you think about that?
Okay, I see you can work with us. Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm gonna share that with you just now. Just check your email. So just show them my slide deck, so you can you should be able to share my slide deck on my behalf.
Okay, sir.
Do you have access to it now?
Yeah, I'm trying to download the file.
No, you can't download it. It's just click on the link. It's going to open on your browser and click on slideshow. Okay, it's going to be a lot of files for you to download. Can you hear me? Just click on the link that I share with you. Don't need to download it. Just click on it. And then when you click on it, it's going to open a new browser, or you can share your screen through that. Are you still with me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The link seems to be.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. What's wrong with this?
Okay, I'm gonna drop a link in the chat box right now, and you can use that link. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Guy, you don't have time. Excuse me. What's this now?
Interesting. So yeah, I've dropped a link in the chat box. Just click on the link, and then from there you should be able to open my slide deck, and click on and you can share your screen and click on slideshow.
I'm doing. I did. Yes. No, I'm doing. Come on, do. You're not doing. Come on, do. Right. That's the roof, guy. Ah, God. That's the of the roof, guy. Apologies, sir.
My internet is bad, so
So can you do your settings to enable me to share my screen myself, so you don't have to go through that struggle?
I know, sir. This down, guy. No, sir. This down.
You can click on the settings icon on the Google Meet and enable everyone to be able to share screen, so I can be able to share my screen and progress on.
Answer me. Answer me. This type of. Oh, answer me now, please. Well, like, you should don't have to search it without art and share, man. It's not. There's nothing here, guy. Fuck. Well, like, get data for your phone. The phone make sure it's post fast. phone that I never touch.
Hello, sir. So the network issues where the moderator is really bad, and we're trying to find a new location. So in the meantime, do you mind continuing the webinar without sharing your screen? And once we're able to continue going, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I said the moderator is trying to find a better location for better network. Do you mind continuing without the slides until he finds? Because right now he can't even hear you properly, and I don't
Oh,
have the
okay.
permission to do it. I would have done it for you. So
So,
Sorry, I think
thank
Sorry,
you,
I think
sir.
okay,
I think Papa
okay, now
shared.
I can share my screen. Now I can share my screen. Let me do that now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Uh, Great. I believe you can all see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay, colleagues, it's great to be here, and we'll
Phone
be.
that we trying to figure.
And I'm gonna try and keep this very short because I have a different meeting in about 40 minutes. Um, I was asking some questions earlier today in this conversation to get to understand, what you know about librarianship, innovation, and why you study library science. And it's great to see my brother and friend Solomon. Solomon Akanam, it's great to see you in this conversation. It's been a long time that we spoke. But it's great to have you in this discussion today, Solomon. Right. So as young librarians, yeah, as young librarians, I must say there's so much potentials for you to explore. And I share the same sentiment with Esther and other colleagues that spoke about when they were offered library science to study in college, they didn't want to study that. But there's something I believe so much in that whatever you find, do it well. Do it well. Way that led me to see a different type of librarianship that I've explored over the past 11 years now of my practice, and that has been able to to engage with various leaders in various regions, and for them to see libraries as not just a space to keep books, but as an innovative environment. So my name is Damilare Oyedele. I work with Library Aid Africa. What do we do at Library Aid Africa? We leverage digital technology and community engagement approaches to transform libraries into vibrant spaces. I will do that in four major areas through capacity development, library tech solution, library policy advisory, and library programming support and infrastructure. And over the past 6 years of our work, we've been able to work with library partners in over 9 African countries, with the impact of our work currently across 22 African countries. And from this conversation we're having today, it all ties to how do we empower librarians to build with their communities, collaborate, and strengthen library systems. And I will share you a couple of, examples of what we've done so as to inspire you and see that, listen, libraries is not about books on shelves. There's so much more in there that, of course, you might not be taught in library school. I know. I went to library school myself in Nigeria, and all that I do in the library ecosystem currently, I wasn't taught any of them in library school. I've had to self-learn, I've had to volunteer in organization, I've had to work in other systems to build the competencies to do what I do currently in library space. But I'll be sharing you some of the experience of what we have done. And these are things we've transferred this knowledge, other librarians have been part of our programs over time. The thing I'm going to be sharing about is how you can empower librarians to lead digitization efforts. And some things we've done over time is to have a community of librarians where we train them on how to engage in digital ecosystem. And through that, we've empowered them to lead digital inclusion efforts on the ground. And one of the participants from South Africa did this particular project where he was educating older people in his community on how to stay safe online. And this speaks more towards community engagement. And that shows that your work as a librarian is not only to stay in the shelves and arrange books. You can organize programs for people in your libraries to participate in. These are key practical examples of what what we've seen happen from our work. In Nigeria, library in Nigeria also trained, trained people, field librarians on how to use digital tools to advance library services delivery. And aside this, we've done, we're also working on mobilizing librarians across various countries to lead sessions on the need to learn library tech skills. And the library tech skills is something new for you to hear as a young librarian. And these are technology skills you need to know how to use in this age and time to explore opportunities in digital economy and position libraries, okay, as a digital hub for digital literacy empowerment and digital inclusion effort strategy. And we had about 80 of these events across 14 countries, which was hosted in Sierra Leone, in Malawi. And next what I want to speak about is about how you can build with your community. One of the programs we've done over time is our work on the Young African Library Leaders Fellowship, where we're empowering young librarians with the skills and communities to be able to work on innovative library projects in diverse societies. And so far, we've trained 100 young library leaders across countries who are currently implementing over 50 capstone projects. I'm going to share you some of a video right now to share you some of the stories from the participants of this program for you to see what other librarians are doing already. Because if you can't see what others are doing, how are you going to be inspired? How are you going to be inspired to do something like that, right? So these examples I'm sharing for the needs here today is to show you that, listen, everything you think of doing differently in library space is happening already, okay? So are you acting? Or you're waiting to be told what to do? And believe me, if you wait forever. You need to watch next 3 minutes to learn from this experience of these librarians we've trained across various countries to further inspire you on what you should be thinking to do right now and what the future of library science looks like. For you as a librarian, you don't have to work in a library. You can do a lot of things and contribute immensely to the library ecosystem without working in the library, right? I stopped working in a library in 2018. Yeah, over like about 6-7 years ago, right? And I focus more on development part of library, and I'm making my impact in the ecosystem, and I'm doing my work well and love what I do. So I'm going to play this video for you to watch. To also learn experiences from other librarians or what they're doing in various countries to see the examples of these things are already happening.
Hello, my name is Paul Mesa Amano. I am a social impact leader based in Accra, Ghana, and I run a program called Libraries Without Walls. In 2022, I had a unique opportunity to participate in the Library Aid Africa Young African Library Leaders Fellowship. Through the fellowship, I was able to connect with hundreds of other young Africans from across the continent as we learned the basic principles of library management and took courses that shaped our. I'm happy to announce that I've been able to apply all the ideas, all the thought leadership programs and everything I've learned through this project in Ghana, which has helped us to scale our digital literacy project to over 7,000 children since 2022.
My name is Aina Zakaria. I'm from Namibia. I am a librarian by profession. I hold a bachelor's degree as well as an diploma in library and information science. My capstone project was focusing on developing a literacy program to help develop our communities, which of when I started going smoothly. I had trained about 20 community members in basic computer literacy. And we didn't do it alone. We had help from our municipality. This project really helps our community members so that they'll be able to do their work on their own, so that they do not always depend on someone to help them apply for job applications online. Thus far, it has been good, really good, and I'm glad of the progress that I made and the impact that I believe that I make in this people's life. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm the Macau from Zambia. The Young African Library Leaders Fellowship has truly the media literacy skills, the leadership skills, and communication skills have been very instrumental in me setting up vibrant community projects within my library. In this regard, I have been awarded 2 awards in 2024.
Okay, so this is some of the experiences of what young librarians in various countries are actually doing currently. And it shows that these things are not new, these things are happening already. And this is one of the what you can also do. However, it all goes to how you can build competencies, how you can build capacities. And I'm just sharing this experience here now. Some of the librarians we've trained through our program who are now leading library institutions in the various countries. The major point of sharing you this is to help you to understand that you're not too young as a librarian, even in library school, to influence change in the library ecosystem. Okay, you do not need permission to do what you need to do. You just need to get started. And I'm not trying to motivate you this evening. My brother here, Solomon, started way back then, and met in 2015, 16, and it can attest to how the consistency has been there over time, of we not asking for permission, of we saying, no, we want this to happen and we're going to go for it. I can recall our first meeting then in Ogun State, we were trying to launch the NLISA back then. And it's all about we seeing that something needs to be done differently. And we're not waiting for somebody to tell us what to do, right? Proper, which is entrepreneurship and innovation in allies, rethinking the role of information professionals in knowledge economy. Right. We as librarians, we are best positioned to excel exceptionally in knowledge economy. Why? A lot of you have said earlier that librarians handle books and all. Yes, knowledge. We are in the knowledge economy. Information, libraries, knowledge is the foundation of our work as librarians. But however, one thing I've seen and I've observed over time is that in library school will not make us get there, sadly, except we choose to learn new skills that will complement what we've learned in library school to get there. I get to my point. Yes, we're taught the basic library principles in library school, which are very foundational principles. Don't get me wrong, these are essential principles that we have learned in library school. But however, with the pace of society right now, that alone will not take us there. We have a responsibility to learn emerging skills that we need in the ecosystem to empower ourselves, right? And today I'll be speaking about a few in my presentation today. But however, before I go on, feel free to type in the chat box. What does entrepreneurship means to you as a librarian? Actually, let me hear from you. What are you thinking when you hear the word entrepreneurship? Do you think as a librarian, the little you can do is to work in the library? Or you think there's more to what you're studying? You can type in the chat box. What does entrepreneurship mean to you as a librarian? You can type in the chat box as you're thinking. On to you as a librarian. Okay, entrepreneurship is making, yes, we know that, but as a librarian, what